Welcome back to the fourth episode of Genetic News Now. Today we will be discussing developmental networks.
As a brief background, a developmental network outlines how the expression or repression of a particular gene can lead to the respective expression or repression of a particular phenotype in an organism. In addition, not all of the pieces of the network are present in all of the cells of an organism. Today I will explain a developmental network through the lens of the first Avengers film. In the first Avengers movie, there was Iron Man, Thor, Loki, Captain America and the Hulk, and the Chitauri. Thus, I developed this network based on the loss of the Chitauri being the ideal ending. The network follows this logic. The Captain America and Hulk gene product activates the transcription of the Thor gene. The Loki gene product represses the transcription of the Iron Man gene. The Thor gene product represses the transcription of the Loki gene. If the gene product of Thor represses the transcription of the Loki gene, then Iron Man is transcribed and the Chitauri are defeated. This network comes out to a happy ending. However, as stated before, not all of the pieces of the network are present in all of the cells. Mutant forms of developmental networks exist as a sort of alternate ending to the story. I'm first going to focus on two examples of a single mutant, which is defined as having one component of the network that is missing. In the first example, we have Thor removed. Since Thor is not being transcribed, Loki is able to repress the transcription of the Iron Man gene, thus resulting in the victory of the Chitauri. This is not ideal. However, in a second example, if we were to say remove Loki from the network, then the Iron Man gene would be able to be transcribed, thus resulting in the repression of the Chitauri. In other words, their defeat. Now we can shift our focus to something called a double mutant. You guessed it, we are now talking about two components of this network being removed. In my first example, I plan to remove Captain America and the Hulk and Thor from the network. This results in the Loki gene repressing the transcription of the Iron Man gene, and thus resulting in the victory of the Chitauri. In my second example of a double mutant, we could remove Thor and Loki. Then the Iron Man gene will still be transcribed, which will lead to the defeat of the Chitauri. As seen, developmental networks work towards the repression or activation of a specific gene, which in turn affects the phenotypes that are expressed by an organism. Some of the phenotypes of a mutant network still result in the desired phenotype, in our case, the defeat of the Chitauri. However, some of the mutant networks result in the incorrect phenotype, in our case, the victory of the Chitauri. I hope this video was able to give a bit more clarity to developmental networks. Thank you for tuning in to the fourth episode of GNN. I'll see you next week.